this is an important project for Europe, and it is also a good opportunity for those who are part of its story, be it as stakeholders, shareholders, partners, and the likes.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Savannah Resources CEO, Emmanuel Proença. Emmanuel, very good to meet you. For viewers new to this, tell us a little bit about Savannah Resources and what you do.
Sure. Well, Savannah Resources is one of the junior miners that was quite successful in finding an actually deliverable lithium spodumene resource. A curiosity, this one is in Europe, so it's in northern Portugal. And it is mostly worked out today. So we are fully permitted for the stage in which we are. We are getting ready to deliver our DFS. And we know that we can bring this resource to market at very competitive costs. And so we're progressing fast, not only because we know that Europe needs desperately its own lithium resources, but also because we know that we can compete in very tough market conditions and that we can be successful as a project. Savannah is also listed on AIM in the London Stock Exchange, so one of the very few companies that are listed there. For a few years, this was not particularly in our favor. Everyone knows that ASX and TSX sometimes are a bit more interesting for junior miners. It's actually working out better and serving us well, as we are now more attractive and closer to, in terms of access to both experts in the battery space, and there are a few interesting funds out there, both from continental Europe and the UK, and also from abroad, and some of them have invested in the last race, and also from Portuguese and Iberian investors, many of which have bought shares over the last year and a half, where now it's about a quarter of our shareholding in Portuguese hands. So I would say a quite interesting company for those who didn't know about it. I'm looking forward to giving you a bit more information.
In fact, Emmanuel, you've just raised about £4.8 million. That was from an accelerated book build, including a retail offer. And that brought more Portuguese shareholders on board. So it's good to have support of local shareholders, I'm sure.
It is, because it is a reinforcement of the fact that we're doing the things that we should be doing on site, and that we are being understood as an important project for many and for the country. Mining projects, when they are about to start, face frequently opposition or obstacles locally. We were not an exception until a couple of years ago. And it is very good to see that what we are doing in terms of getting closer to the local population, hiring local, engaging very transparently and proactively with everyone, is paying off. And it is paying off not only in terms of how we feel in the region. I'm actually about to travel back to the region. I'll be sleeping tonight in the closest village to our concession area. But also, it also reflects in the speed at which processes are delivered by national entities, and it also is reflected in the appetites of Portuguese shareholders towards investing in Savannah. As you referred, in this last race, 40%, more than 40% of the subscription was subscribed by Portuguese shareholders.
So, Emmanuel, how will those funds help you move towards that feasibility study and the final investment decision for the project?
Yeah, so we were actually already mostly funded for the FS. Summer last year, we struck our first strategic deal with AMG Critical Materials, an expert in critical materials, and in particular in the likes of antimony, vanadium, and lithium. They own a smaller mine in Brazil. They are the owners of the first large refinery in Europe, in Germany. And with that strategic partnership came most of the financing needs for the FS. We wanted to go further, so we wanted to be prepared to not only deliver quality DFS, but also do the following steps. And so this race is meant to ensure that we are ready for those following steps, which includes the front-end engineering, it includes the project finance, it includes preparing the team to be a team that delivers a mine, and a few other efforts, both regionally and nationally. So we're in good shape, in a good position. We're well financed for all of these stages, and getting ready as much as possible for the final project finance and start of construction.
Emmanuel, what makes Embauche Barroso so special, and how does it fit into the push for critical metals and, I suppose, the battery value chain in Europe?
Yeah, so it's the only sizable and competitive resource in Europe. So the only one that puts both things together, and a non-risky project from a technology perspective. So we have a very good resource. We can deliver it very competitively. It is spodumene, so it is tested. It is understood. The plant that we will be building does not have significant technology risk. And on top of these three things, we are at the final stages of preparation of construction. So we are ready to deliver the project. Our plan is that we start producing by end 27 to early 28, which is very much in line with the growing needs of the European system. It is no secret to anyone that Europe has, like the US for that matter, has lost a bit the first steps of the path to this whole technology and industrial transformation that batteries represent. So it is running a bit late, but it can catch up. And catching up requires delivering on the Critical Raw Materials Act, having local resources to work from, and developing all of the other steps of the value chain. And in those circumstances, in spodumene in particular, it's only Keliber in Finland and us. Keliber closer to start of production. They're in the final stages of construction, so they're ahead of us in that matter. But in terms of size and competitiveness, we are lucky to have a better natural endowment. So for those reasons, this is an important project for Europe, and it is also a good opportunity for those who are part of its story, be it as stakeholders, shareholders, partners, and the likes.
Emmanuel, I hope you'll keep us updated on progress with the project. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Emmanuel Proença, the CEO of Savannah Resources.